To QI, where tonight we're cantering through the whole kit and caboodle. It's a catch-all that can cover anything and anyone, including the wild expanse of Ross Noble. The far reaches of Noel Fielding. The sweeping vistas of Colin Lane. The frozen wastes of Alan Davies. So, catch my attention if you can. Ross goes. Noel goes. Colin goes. And Alan goes.
Stephen! Stephen! I want the point!
Now, in case anybody's wondering, because he hasn't done that much television in Britain, we found Colin in Australia. Colin, in 1994, you won the Perrier Award, didn't you? For
Yes.
comedy at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes.
Which is an incredibly distinguished award to win, as I know.
You haven't won the Perry Award, Stephen?
Yes, I did win it, yes.
Oh, you did?
I was my group was the first to win it, ever. Yeah.
The first?
As it happens, yeah. But I wonder who you beat in 1994. Who came second?
There are a few other nominees.
Yeah.
I think the main competition came from a little fellow... his name was Alan Davies. Alan Davies, yes.
And then I went to Melbourne and I stayed at Colin's house and he put the Perrier Award on the bedside table. You had to look in the loft for it.
And the Perrier Award, Alan, was like a piece of wood with like a silver Perrier bottle on top with a little cap on it that kind of just fell off a couple of days after we got it. And the award for Best Newcomer was a lovely... Really? That was you? That was you!
That's a trophy, isn't it?
It's a big oblong perspex with the shape of a Perrier bottle made out of bubbles inside it. It's really nice.
I gave it to my mum, yeah.
Anyway, it's enough inspecting our own bottoms. It's embarrassing. So, suggest, if you may, some uses of kitty litter that don't involve a kitty. Oh. I've got some kitty litter.
Anyone could use it for absorbing their urine, couldn't they?
Well, you could use it in the same way that a kitty would use it, yeah, because it does soak up.
Can you, like, when you drop your phone in the loo, you're supposed to put it in a tub of rice to get the moisture out?
Indeed.
Can you do that with cat
There's
litter?
an episode of Elementary which is based on that very fact.
There's an episode of Jonathan Creek where I weed in some cat litter. The character Jonathan.
Let's work backwards as to how that could possibly be a plot line that you peed cat litter.
I just got trapped in the cellar for ages and I needed a wee.
Oh, I see. That's fair enough.
When you're at school, when people would throw up, don't they put cat... I don't
Sawdust.
That's a good thing to do. Exactly. Anything like that.
I used to have this sort of weird brown sand.
Yeah, and they say there's nothing to see here, but there is, isn't there?
Yes.
It's a really good
There's a lot to see.
Also, I would draw a chalk line around it like it had died.
Yes. The scene of the body.
The skill was to make it in the shape of a
Make
dead
it look
body.
like a mammal. Well, a raccoon has died.
It's always a bit of fun to put it in a sugar bowl so that when somebody adds it to their tea, just, tea's gone.
Probably the most profitable use, bizarrely, was by the American tobacco industry. Can you imagine why that might be? There's a tax on tobacco, obviously. There was a tax on small cigars, and American tobacco companies...
Filters in filters?
They bulked up their small cigars to become big cigars, using, amongst other things, the ingredients of cat litter, which is disgusting. That's a big cigar.
I think that's someone's leg.
Yes.
Eating someone.
That is enormous.
I think they bulked that one up too much.
That's a normal-sized cigar, I think, but she's just a very small woman.
They apparently reduced their tax take on tobacco by over $1 billion this way, by bumping small cigars into the big cigar category.
But unfortunately, a lot of cats leapt up, weed on their faces. I'm going to celebrate the deal.
Why did they choose kitty litter as
It was
as
because
the
it's a
filling?
kind of neutral stuff that burns, that doesn't really taste of anything unpleasant, and is cheap, and it isn't tobacco, so it doesn't have a tax on it.
What about just some soil? Maybe that would be cheaper
The
than kitty
trouble with the
litter.
soil is it wouldn't burn, and it would taste
So are
unpleasant.
What about air? It's a foot pump.
That will build still some helium, so that you just have your cigar, and you don't have to hold it. You just take your hand away, it just floats there like that. And then you can just go back to it.
And then you go, this is a lovely cigar. It's enormous.
So it's highly flammable. So basically, if a
It's
kitten...
not highly flammable. You can just burn it like tobacco.
It doesn't go...
It doesn't... It's probably apocryphal. But there's a story about Churchill, or if you're American, about Clarence Darrow, the famous lawyer. You remember Scope's monkey trial? He was the great lawyer who defended the teacher who was teaching evolution.
I can see why Winston Churchill is so angry. He's the Prime Minister, and he's got a cigar with a dent in it. That's
That's from where a small kitten landed on it.
yes.
And then let it off.
But they had a trick, supposedly, which withdrew people's attention from what they were saying and made them agree with them. And that was they would stick a needle or long pin into their cigar lengthways, which has the effect of keeping the ash from falling. And so at meetings, people would just stare at their cigars and they would say things like, we shall not give independence to India. And they go, yes, fine, absolutely. Agree with you. Because they just couldn't take in what was being said. It's a very brilliant strategy.
It was like just now when you said monkey trial. I couldn't hear anything else you were saying. Just imagining a trial with monkeys.
A monkey challenge.
Like guerrilla warfare. Gorillas.
It's true.
None of the information going in, just imagining...
Or a kangaroo court.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, very confusing. But there are other uses for kitty litter. A small jar of clean litter in the fridge will get rid of unwanted smells.
Will it? With the lid off?
Well, yes. You seal it in a vacuum.
People would put it in with the lid on, you know that. Not me.
Kitty litter.
I know, the lid off. But other people, they would put it in and say, the fridge still stinks, right? You've got to help people.
Kitty litter doesn't come with a lid. It
doesn't come in a jar either, does it? You brought the jar up.
No, you put it in a jar from the sack.
Yes, but not with a lid on.
All right. Pointlessly, I will concede you that.
Does it have to be a jar?
It doesn't. It could be a mug or a teacup.
A saucer, a simple saucer.
Some sort of vessel or receptacle.
As long as
warn the
you've
cats,
got
though,
to
haven't
be very careful not to use the vegetable tray, because if you fill that full of kitty litter, very confusing.
Yes. You can put a cupful of litter in a pair of tights. Bear with me. Tie off the top and leave it in your shoes overnight for freshness. There's a hint. Yes, audience good. Someone's going to try that in the audience. Someone's got a teenage son with smelly trainers. Trainers?
Is that what we're
What are you doing to me? I said trainers.
I've got to put some tights in my shoes. Kitty litter in them.
Oh, yeah, he's laughing now. Any minute now, I'll go... So when you see the male ballet dancers in their tights, is that what the... Is that what's showing in front there?
Yeah.
They're lifting, they'll go...
It may...
Fresh.
Look.
Go on, love, smell that. Eat your dinner off that. I'm not eating my dinner off that. Yeah, I got it out the fridge 20 minutes ago. There's a jar down there.
Yeah, the point is, the last thing that kitty litter needs is a kitty, really. You could use it for so many other things. Name the product which put Kendall on the map. I'm being pointed at.
Let's do it one letter at a time.
Yeah.
I love saying that word as well. Those words together.
You do you?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyone who doesn't
Kendall
know where
mint
all
cake.
aspiratus-
What?
There is a mint cake which went up Everest to the conquering of Everest, and Scott took
Very
on the...
high sugar. It's good for giving you energy when you're up a
It's rather
mountain.
delicious, actually.
I see.
But it's not what put Kendall on the map, as it were. Kendall became famous for another product. And it's actually extraordinary. It's a machine that was built in 1750 and is possibly the oldest still-working machine in the world. It's still producing the same stuff now. It was actually built to make gunpowder. But quite early on in its life, it was schlepped down to Kendall by ass or donkey, and then started to make what it still makes to this day, which is of the same consistency as
Sherbet dip.
gunpowder. Sherbet dip.
That map's only of any use, really, if you're driving to Kendall.
If you get
You're right.
not much use for anything else, and even then it's pretty vague.
I used to sell those maps, and people would come in and go, I'm going to Birmingham, and I'd go, oh, no, you can't.
Yeah, I've only got a Kendall map.
Do you use it in the home?
We nowadays very rarely use it. It was the most popular form of delivery of this drug up until about 1900.
Nicotine?
Nicotine is the right answer. How is nicotine most delivered? Snuff. Kendall has a snuff mill that has been going since 1750 and still produces snuff.
Ah, the old Kendall snuff mill.
The old Kendall snuff mill.
I think I knew that.
I have some snuff for you to try in different flavours. You can see whether the lid is lying or not. These special QI lids. You can take it if you want. You obviously inhale it up the nose.
You do it all, right?
Oh. You're going to see it all. Don't do it all, no. It's very sharp. It is. It's sharp. Oh, you're licking it. Gums. Oh, moustache. It is quite sharp. You have, what's your flavour say?
It says Christmas pudding.
You got Christmas pudding.
The only time...
Ross Noble.
Honestly, it's fine. It's good. Put it in your eyes.
This is probably the only time my nan's going to watch me on telly, and I'll be like that the whole show.
What do you reckon, Colin?
Oh, that is the flavour says kitty litter. That is awful.
You're not a fan?
I'm not a fan. It says champagne.
Yeah, they're different. So many, I mean, hundreds, thousands of different flavours or sorts, as they're called. What does yours say on the lid, Noel?
Flavour?
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Like Calvin Klein.
Whiskey and honey.
Whiskey and honey.
Yeah.
Does it take... yours,
No, not
Ross,
really.
when you've come down...
I can't see. I can't see anything. Who's talking to me?
Your flavour's madness.
It says peanut butter.
No, it says Perrier.
Oh, does it?
Perrier smells of victory. The problem is it makes your snot brown, so there are snuff handkerchiefs, which are brown silk handkerchiefs or dark-coloured silk handkerchiefs. But that will really, you'll see, you'll get a... It'll look as if you've wiped your arse, I'm afraid.
From here, looks like a Turin shroud.
I can see the face of our Lord.
You know it's snuff. You're like, oh!
Exactly.
He's shattered his hanky!
Even though they know.
Your eyeball comes out in the way.